Hi, everybody. We are students from the University of Colima, more specifically, from the Faculty of Chemical Sciences, studying the career of chemical pharmacobiologist. And this is a work from, from the assignments of English and experimental design. And on this activity, we are going to make an interview, and our team is collaborating with Chavez, Gutierrez, Alejandro, and Hernandez, Patiño, Daniela, Alejandra, and me, and Karla, Monserrat, Nuñes, Barriga. And we are from the semester 3, from the group B. And in a few moments, we are going to start. Come on,
Um,
Alejandro.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching our program on such a wonderful day. Today, we are having two guests. They're chemical pharmaceutical biologists. They are Daniela Alejandra and Karla Monserrat. And today, we're going to ask them a few questions. First of all, excuse me, Daniela. Can you tell us what is an experiment?
Of course, Alejandro, an experiment is a test that it consists of provoking a phenomenon under certain conditions in order to analyze its effect to verify an hypothesis or science principle.
And can you tell us a few more details? For example, what does it mean to design an experiment?
Well, the design experiment involves working with a set of active techniques to manipulate a process to induce it to provide the information required to improve its throughput, change in its variable, and the interaction of sequence of execution.
Oh, I see. So there are more things than we imagined. And excuse me, Karla. Could you talk to us about the stages of an experimental design?
I'd be glad to. The stage of the experiments designed are very methodic. Well, there are some important things that we have to consider when we are going to design an experiment. For example, when we start to design an experiment, everything begins with a basic question, which gives rise to the purpose of the experiment. And then we will continue with the elaboration of the hypothesis, which must be a statement that can be scientifically proven, and then we will explain it. After that, we will work on a prediction, which is more specific for the experiment, followed by an identification of variables, a risk assessment, preparation of materials, and an elaboration of a general plan and diagram in order to move on to carrying out the experiment. And once this is done, an evaluation of the results obtained is made, and finally the experiment is concluded.
Amazing. And Daniela, could you describe to us the three principles of an experimental design? Uh, excuse me, your microphone.
Sorry. Of course, you'll see there are three principles of experiment. The things have a very important purpose. Because of as things to have statistical variability, it is necessary to apply the three basic principles of the design of experiments, which are randomization, that we mean that both of allocation of all the experiment material and the order in which the individual runs of the experiment are not to be performed are randomly determined. Repetition, that we mean it's an independent repeat run of each factor combination. And blocking is a distinct technique used to improve the precision with which comparison amongst the factors of history are made. The application of this will depend of the whether the data obtained are useful to answer the questions imposed and thus obtain valid conclusions.
I see. We really are learning some new things today. And one last thing, Carl. What are the criteria for selecting the experimental design model in a planned investigation?
Well, that's a little bit hard to say, but technically, choosing the design requires considering the sample size. And with this, I want to mean the number of replicates. And well, selecting selecting an appropriate order for the trials and determining whether blocking or other randomization restrictions are involved.
Wow, that's impressive. When I was younger, I took a little course in this sort of things, but I never dug too deep on topics like these. I'm very interested.
Oh, really? Then may I ask you a question?
Of course, go ahead.
Well, in the context of a design of experiments, what is a response variable and what is a study factor?
That's a really good question. Fortunately, I know the answer. A response variable is a characteristic of a product whose value is to be improved through the design of experiments, while the study factors are variables that are investigated in the experiment to observe how they affect or influence the response variable.
Oh, you really know about these things. Could you tell us why is it important to randomize the order in which the different treatments are run in a design of experiments?
Wow, okay, that got harder, but let's see. It's important to randomize the order to validate the tests that are done and to make sure that the small differences caused by materials, equipment, and uncontrolled factors are distributed homogeneously in all treatments.
Truly, I'm impressed.
Thank you so much. I also want to thank you for being with us today.
It's nothing but a pleasure. If you ever have more questions for us, feel free to call us and have a nice day.
I will. Have a nice
Yeah.
day, you too.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye.